Thanks for staying with us. So we've discussed the medical possible angle of what happened. But now it's important that we also address the social circumstances that will make a young lady, 16, 18, 20-year-old, choose to kill a child that she feels is hindering her own dreams and aspirations. It's something we need to talk about because we need, as I said earlier, we need to redefine what this is. People make mistakes, and I love what you said earlier, that do we prefer to hide behind our mistakes? There's only those of us that our mistakes show, that they crucify. But when things happen, just hide it, let nobody see it. And we've had instances where even celebrities, we had Genevieve and Naji, we had Wajeb, they've had babies when they were younger, when they weren't even sure where they were going. And today, we are grateful for them because their children are grown up, doing well, smart, intelligent children. And I'm sure they are thankful that they didn't kill or abandon the child, because there's no way a young lady in that situation would not think of that option.
That's why I think in her case that she may have had an ongoing mental condition even before this time.
So young ladies that are old enough to make a decision. So let's focus. So there's the teenager part, and there are young women who are old enough, who should, maybe they don't have a job, maybe things are hard. Can they find a way to keep the child? Or what, what do you think?
So that's what we're talking about. Our country, our government, our systems. We need to have proper social services, you know, in our different states. I know Lagos State is doing well, but I do not think it's robust enough to, you know, and all encompass to accommodate young girls like this. So imagine I'm in university, just started off, or in my 200 level, and this happens to me. You have to get out of hostel and find a way to take care of yourself. So it's either you're looking for rent to get a place beside school, then you also have to take care of the baby, get a job while you're schooling. You would need support.
I can never forget the conversation I had with my mother when I first my period. I think I was I can't remember, maybe 13. It was April 1st and that year.
Oh, really?
And when I told her, I remember it was because my stepmother's birthday. I just got home from her birthday, so I saw it and I was scared. My mother called me and she didn't want to have a conversation with me alone. She now called my aunt, Mrs. Adeshokon, on the next door. She now came over. They sat down together and they had this conversation. My mother, I can never forget, she said, "Mariel, I want to go, the men, their things are like this. When you just get pregnant, and that's your life." You know, that hand, the way she did that hand,
oh my Lord.
For life. I was running away. That mental trauma I had, but just that hand. Till tomorrow, I still remember it vividly.
Oh, mommy.
So they scare us so much that when it comes to things of this nature, we hide it.
So how would we do it differently?
So how would
how did you do it differently?
How did I do it differently? You know, let me tell you something. I've never said this to anybody. I'm saying it today. I had my period for about a year before I told my mom. I didn't tell anybody. To me, I was in sin. I didn't tell anybody. So, luckily, I think my mother had me when she was very young. She was 20 when she had me. But by the time I had my daughter, she told my daughter about the birds and the bees. My mother never had that discussion with me.
So it was easier for her to her grandchild than to tell.
Exactly.
Wow.
And she even relieved me from having to tell. So when I now told my daughter about the birds and bees, she said, "Anan has already told me."
I am a true life example of having a teenage pregnancy, and that's why I feel compelled to call your program this morning.
Thank you.
I had a daughter when I was 17, just about finishing my secondary school. There is nobody that would not think of that sort of, oh, I need to abort. In my case, I tried severally. But God has destined the child, I believe. It didn't work. And luckily, no harm was done to the child. And today, she's happily married. She's in the US with her husband, and they have a kid. Wow. But there is a role that my family played that helped me to go through all those trying periods. And it was the fact that they helped me financially, they helped me psychologically, societally, they protected me against any kind of attack from people that might want to stigmatize me. They shielded me away from that. So it was a bit easy. So the society, the family has a very big role to play in all this.
When my daughters were growing up, I did tell them that I did not believe in abortion. At the same time, I don't believe in premarital sex. But at the same time, if they happen to make any mistake, that they should let me know. And what I would do was to take the baby off them, ensure they stay home for 1 year as a sign of punishment, take care of the baby, and at the same time, you know, now, after 1 year, the girl can go back to school. You see, we need mothers and parents, fathers and mothers to support when a child makes a mistake. Anybody can make a mistake. You know? And again, for that girl who killed her child, the worst she would have done was to take that child and maybe dump the child in a church or dump the child in any school. Like I run a school. If she had dumped that child in my school, honestly, I would have taken care of that child. To have killed that child, honestly, makes my heart to bleed. And I want to talk to Yenny. Yeah, I was the Yenny's teacher in New Era Secondary School. So I just want to say hello to her.
Good afternoon. Good morning, ma.
Yes, how are you?
I'm
Why
fine,
you can say ma to somebody? She's not like a student.